So what's going on, everyone? In today's video, we're going to be having a look at the new super fort that's been permanently added into the game as of December 2019. So in this video, we're going to feature some tips that I've been using for a long time now and that I've adapted come the new fort to make your experience a lot easier. Now this can work for single players, galleon groups, brig groups, and pretty much whoever you play with. The idea of these tips are going to be for everyone and not any specific player base. So the way we're going to be structuring this video is in two sections. We're going to start off with understanding the fort, and then we're going to be finishing with the equipment and the items that you need to make this easier. But first of all, if this video does help in any way, what you can do to show your support is like the video and or subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any questions, please post them down in the comment section below. So with all of that out of the way, how about we get into understanding the fort. So although this is a brand new super mega fort, at the end of the day you can still treat it like a fort. The only real difference you're going to notice is instead of one final wave, you now have the normal skeleton captain, as well as some guardians, and finally a boss that is very similar to Greymarrow or the Ghost of Greymarrow on Fort of the Damned. So you can expect to see a similar moveset and a similar amount of health towards the end of your fort, although everything before that is very basic for the most part. Usually all the captains can be taken down with a keg, and also the same goes with some keg and some fire for the guardians. They're not too strong. Although you will notice that the final boss you face in this fort is going to up or down scale depending on your crew size. This is also kind of similar with alliances. But again, it's not too hard, you just need to treat it like a Greymarrow fight and or some of the Fort of the Damned fights. What you can do to make this a little bit easier is using the door method, which is essentially where you pile up skeletons by the door, then you hit them from the outside. Or, of course, you can use kegs and fire bombs just to make it that little bit easier. Just know when the final boss does manage to teleport, you're going to notice he loses all of the flame that he had on him, so don't waste all of your firebombs in one hit. And of course, with all these extra challenges and this extra amount of difficulty, you're going to get rewarded for that effort, so expect to see a slightly better loot pool inside of here as compared to other forts. Also, the Guardians, the Greymarrow clone for lack of a better word, and the Skeleton Captains all drop specific loot as well, so be on the lookout for that. But anyway, aside from all of that, still just treat this like a normal fort. What you can do is expect to see other pirates as well coming to take on the adventure, so you can either treat them with hostility or open arms, it's completely up to you. So summarizing all of that up is, it's essentially a normal fort with a few extra waves. Now that's all you need to know to understand this fort. So with all of that being said, let's move on to the equipment now. So first of all, you don't want to run onto the fort with two double guns. Although this does sound like a good idea, trust me, it really isn't. Also, please don't go onto the field with a sword and a blunderbuss. Sure, the blunderbuss is useful, but when you're trying to take down things like kegs, it's not overly useful, because if you hit the kegs, you're going to be close enough to take damage from it, and that's something you don't want. Personally, I find either a sword and pistol or sword and sniper is the best way to go, but at the end of the day, it does come down to your playstyle. If you physically can't use a sword and a pistol, then don't. Go ahead and use a blunderbuss. It is up to you. But whatever you do, please don't limit your ability to just your weapons. Another thing you want to look out for is firebombs. Now the reason I say that is because firebombs are extremely underrated in taking down skeletons. They are insanely powerful against golden skeletons, and they're insanely powerful against everything else. And not only that, in my opinion, firebombs are essential against taking down the boss waves because it just makes everything so much easier. Alternatively, you'll notice on every single fort you go to, there's going to be a fine litter of kegs around the map. Please try not to waste the kegs because they will become very useful as the fort progresses, and especially once you get to the final boss waves. Also, you're going to notice that when the kegs explode, they do set the skeletons within the radius on fire, so that's a useful tip as well. And finally, with the equipment, it's important to make sure you have some overheals at hand. If you don't understand what overheal is, in its simplest form, it's the healing effect that you get from cooked food inside the Sea of Thieves world. Now the reason I say that is because you don't want to find yourself eating a full pineapple when you have a tiny slither of health left to heal up. The overheal can do that for you. So in conclusion, for the equipment, you need to make sure you have some fire bombs at hand, a few kegs saved, some nice food in your inventory, and finally some sort of long-ranging weapon and a sword at hand. Now this is just my personal opinion. If you do have some really crucial information that I didn't list in this video, please put it down in the comment section because I guarantee someone out there is going to find it useful. Also, I'd like to give a massive shout out to the fan that I found while filming this video. You're a legend, thank you for helping me film it. But anyway, with all of that being said, thank you all for watching and hopefully this video has helped. If this video helped you in any way, feel free to show your support by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Also, if you want to see all sorts of Sea of Thieves content, what you can do is subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every single time I post a video. Alternatively, you can join the Discord and frequently check the uploads and live stream channel. Anyway, thank you all for watching, hopefully this video helps, and I'll see you all in the next one.